Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Top Tier Talk. It is the final one of the 23-24 season. So we're going to start with the Champions League final. Madrid coming out 2-0 victors versus Borussia Dortmund. And I'll be the first to say it. We all obviously watched the game, and everyone else that's watching this has also watched the game. Dortmund should have at least scored one goal, if not have won the whole game.
Yep, Adeyemi decided to lose his shooting boots at home the day before for some reason. There was a couple chances there. He had an absolute peach of a ball put to his feet, and he's decided to try and take on Courtois, who's fucking ginormous. So good luck trying to get around him because it will obviously go out of play because you have to take him around a tree. But look, this is what happens with any kind of game against Real Madrid, though, isn't it? You can see it in the quarters, you can see it in the semis. It's always the case. For some reason, every team decides to battle down Real Madrid for the first 60 minutes of their game, and they look like the clear winners. But for some reason, Real Madrid go, actually, fuck this. Let's decide to switch it on now. And then everyone in the Real Madrid team just becomes like prime in their. Do you know what I mean? They're just unbelievable, and they win.
This is what we said about I'll take it back to like the Arsenal Villa game when we was watching that, and it's a case of we've watched enough football in the 24 years we've been alive to go like teams not taking their chance, you get chance after chance after chance, and you're sitting there. We all thought it like at half time. It was like Madrid are going to win this. There was
Yeah.
there wasn't any doubt really. Madrid are going to come out in that second half and score one goal.
Yeah,
Like
these moments matter in the final.
yeah,
Unfortunately, you can't get away with not putting it to bed. Unfortunately, Adeyemi, as I say, I feel bad for the poor kid. I know he's probably going to get transferred or something like that.
I think him getting
No, not in a
hooked.
bad way. I mean, I didn't mean like in a bad way to get transferred, but he might
But
get like a move or something, like a
I
big
think
good move.
I think him getting hooked changed the game completely. Yes, he missed a couple of chances, but at least he was pinning Carvajal back.
A
I
threat,
get it.
yeah.
Carvajal
I get
did
it.
get the better of him quite often, but at least
Yeah,
it gave him a second thought of
yeah.
not just running up the pitch.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But as
Yeah,
I
I
say,
was gonna
it's
say
gone.
about thingy Adim. You know that whole thing I was talking about when it comes to ties and you've got your explosive players that just produce a moment of madness, like Lookman did in that final, the one we've just had. Adeyemi was their player. I know he wasn't like delivering in the final third, but if anything was going to happen, it was through him, and they just went down the whole like fairy tale route, which is something you could associate with Dortmund. There's a lot of emotional kind of. There's an emotional factor around Dortmund, and they went through that. Fair enough, like, I get it, but you want to win the football match, right? So
Exactly. This is only 90 minutes of
yeah,
it.
talk about emotion now when they've lost. But one thing I have to say about Dortmund, that left centre back is incredible. Schlotterbeck. It's one thing
Like,
being a left-footed centre back, but being good at it, like if he
like
was ever
Gabriel.
available, I'd love to see that guy in the Premier League. He's brilliant. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. Aside from that, yeah, Jadon Sancho. Of course, I have to comment on him. Was very ineffective when it mattered, and I'm gutted. By the way, I'd actually wanted him to play well just so we could somehow get money. Dortmund winning would have given them some money as well that maybe they could have used to sign Sancho and Matson, these players. But in the end, Matson actually, I don't know what you have to say about Matson, Amir, and if you want him back, but he cost them the second goal.
No, I think he's done enough to get
Raise
that
his value.
5 mil clause. I think there is.
I think he had a good game in the final up until that moment of pure stupidity. I thought he had a good game.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know whether that's
you
just
can
me or
pinpoint a lot of players. I mean, full crook if you want to.
Yeah,
Whoever's marking on the corners, there's a lot of individual players you can go for, but do you know what I mean? In the end, I think that Adeyemi chance are the probably.
Certain moments like that, as we said, you need to convert. Unfortunately, you only give him one opportunity, and especially against Real Madrid, you only give him
Yeah.
maybe
and
one opportunity for a very long time, and they couldn't convert.
moving on to the next topic. Don't worry, lads. Madrid have only just gone and signed Mbappe, so if there wasn't any doubt they were going to win a
I know
tournament
these
this
guys.
year,
These guys are just cheat
they've,
codes, isn't it?
they've now
You know,
just
like the classic 11 and FIFA 13. These men are like just trying to build that.
Not even that. They got Endrick coming in, who we're all looking at to be like. I mean, he's a PR merchant, isn't he? The aura that guy's
industry
got.
plant.
Even the way
he
he was
backs it. He's
crying,
got the moment in him.
even the way he was crying was just iconic. Like,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
They got him, then they got Mbappé on top of that. On top of that, their midfield is under 25 years.
Gula,
Yeah,
Valverde,
and by the way,
Tchouaméni. I
everyone
think
focuses on their attack. You know, they started their second string centre back partnership in that final. Militao didn't start, and Alaba didn't start. It was Rudiger
And
and
on top of
Nacho.
that,
So,
Tony Cruz had still at top of his
I
game.
know
Probably
they're one of his best games.
doesn't need to retire. Retiring now. Modric still looks. I'd take a Modric still probably. Do you know what I mean? It's just scary, and it's all down to that Florentino Perez man. That guy runs football. Like he runs. He's
Agreed.
like probably the most important person in football, probably over Pep, I'd say as well. Like he's been
It's a
doing
big
it for
influence.
the
Big
amount
influence.
of the amount of like team builds they've gone through. Like he's dominated the whole like 2010s and looking like the
Yeah, do the
2020s
same thing.
now with Champions Leagues, isn't it?
Just a quick question then. Do you reckon, obviously, as you mentioned, Mbappe coming into that Madrid team, do you reckon this team, obviously, it's too early to say now, but eventually, do you reckon it could potentially surpass the BB, what was it? Bale, or BCB or BBC?
BBC.
It depends.
No, that's not the best team.
It's probably
No,
the
but no, I'm saying, could it surpass the attack? Because obviously the quality.
I was going to ask that. I think this is the best squad in history. Just the moment Mbappe comes in, just man for man, it's the best squad in history. Obviously, these players need to finish their careers, but we'll look back on it.
Their bench this season was a little short. I mean, with like Hosselu. I mean, even Hosselu like coming up big. Nacho as well was never a starter, was he, over Sergio Ramos and Varane? But he came up good. Joe Carvajal's been there years now. They get Alphonso Davies as well. Then like, let's all go home.
No, but even their sub goalkeeper probably deserves to play. Not Kepa, Lunin. He deserved to play.
Lunin, yeah, he's very good.
From every position.
He was injured or unwell or something like the week before, like the day before or something. That's why he was dropped. I don't think he flew out last minute. That's what it was. So
he deserves first team football. I think that Lunin. I think he deserves it.
But that was Courtois' first start in the UCL this season.
He played well.
So
fair play to him.
He was really good.
Yeah, he's very good.
Oh yeah, no, it's not like like your top teams have a cup keeper and a league keeper, don't they? Of obviously good quality.
True.
But
it's scary though, isn't it? Like because they're progressing high, and then if you look at Barca, their main rivals, they probably need a Haaland to just kind of compete with that.
Yeah.
That's and then if you look elsewhere, I mean, their wingers, they've got a lot of like not washed, but like, do you know what I mean? Like compared to Real Madrid,
man for man.
Yeah, miles behind.
Pound for pound, like.
There we go. Yeah.
Because that rounds up. Surprise! There you go. Shout for next season. Who's winning the UCL next year?
Arsenal.
Right, other two with your sensible heads on.
Obviously, damn, it's going to be so boring to say it, but Real Madrid. Yeah. Yes.
Do you know what?
It is Madrid. It is Madrid.
I think maybe they'll flop. Not flop, but like he won't win it straight away. Mbappe. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Mbappe curse.
Do you reckon there's going to be like a surprise entry that could like go a bit far?
No, not anymore.
No.
As soon as it comes down to that last sort of, there's two like your last sort of 8 teams is going to be Madrid, City, PSG, potentially Arsenal. Like we're forgetting teams.
Bayern.
You know what I mean? But yeah, but like you know what I mean. There's
it's the classic 8 teams that are like
there's too much manpower and money in those squads now for them to consistently get through.
Could it be too many superstars to?
Well, no, but it's the argument of it's like, oh, you're right, okay, sweet, knock PSG out, draw comes through, brilliant. We've got Real Madrid in the next round. Oh, we've beaten Real Madrid, we're into the semis. So we've got Man City, brilliant. We get to the final, Bayern.
It's hard. It's a challenge. This is why you're best of the best, though. At the end of the day, like obviously, it's the same for everyone because Real Madrid could then face the likes of City in the first round, Bayern in the first. Do you know what I mean? They could do so. Like at the moment, obviously, I mean, you could take it back maybe say 3-4 years ago when the quality of teams in there, no offense, but wasn't the best.
Well, so
Chelsea, now all of a sudden it's kind of coming back.
That Chelsea team wasn't a brilliant Chelsea team, and I'm sure Amir, you're 21 when you beat City.
Well, the best defense. Yeah, the best
no. In terms of, as I'm saying, like in terms of like money behind it, and in terms of names and manpower.
70 million for Kai Havertz at the time.
I think he meant because your league finish was so bad.
Yeah, that's as you said, like actual overall like dominance of teams is what I was going for. But yeah, I can't see there being any surprise pop-ups in the. I don't know.
Anything. No, the thing is, anything can happen. The moment, like, it's just about those players that change the screw.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Real Madrid could come up against someone just on the day who could be incredible.
Who could just has an Adeyemi who actually scores all those chances.
This is why I don't think you guys, even with your transfers that you're going for, are going to do that. Like if you went for Rashford. Like for example, if you go for Rashford, then or like I don't know, like someone like Modric, if he was available, you just need not even that, but you just need winners at the moment. Some explosive wing. There's not many though. This is the problem. Football is a bit of a dry sport right now when it comes to talent in that left wing position. So I don't know. I couldn't even tell you who.
Pretty happy with
Martinelli with the shackles off.
The shackles off. Should we
move on to the new manager?
Go on. Well, I was going to say,
Strange one,
Football
but
Club have just signed Antonio Cesaro as manager. I mean,
happy.
underwhelming, but I'm always down to give a manager a chance. So
Are you
I'll give,
Cesaro out?
You're
No.
down to give a manager a chance.
Exactly, yeah.
yeah, I'll give him a chance. I expect nothing minimum of a trophy and top 4 or 5 if it gets us UCL.
Or 6.
well,
No,
my top
Oh,
10.
man.
I think we're probably the best team to ever compete in the Conference League because it would have been Tottenham.
Yeah, if you
otherwise.
don't win the Conference League, you
All
won't
right,
have
well
finished.
done.
And we will win that trophy and we'll become the first team in the world, in the history of the world, to win every single competition available to us. And Cesaro will lift it.
Still calling him Cesaro.
All right, stop calling that.
And then
Amir,
what's this,
let's say-
WWE?
Yeah.
Enzo Maresca. Talking to a few
Give me
Leicester
Sheamus.
fans, I did watch Leicester play. They did get back to 2-2 against us before their red card and we beat them 4-2. Does like to play out from the back. I mean, I think anything associated with Pep these days will end
Is it
up
green
getting
light?
in football. I think Pep's hairdresser probably going to get a job in football somehow soon as well.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
that's
if
right.
it's Pep related, then they're going to be. I mean, look at Company, for example. We spoke about him last week. A lot of the players are unhappy about Poch leaving. I get it. Barbecue merchant. I mean, I guess he brought a lot of aura to the club and stuff.
How are you
So
still
bad.
dissing Poch?
I know,
Like,
he's-
when you've got
yeah.
this
You know-
manager, what?
You were Poch
Why-
out for
why
months.
did
He's
they
no
sign
longer
him?
employed by your club.
Yeah.
And you're still
Right.
You can
battering him.
obviously tell something that you to look at. He's on a 5-year plus a 1-year contract extension. Poch only got a 2-year or a 3-year. So obviously they're backing him in the long term. So they've
What?
obviously think he is. Well, if you've got
So
to look at
Amir, if you lose the first, like, say, 5 games, you can be Cesaro out.
I don't know. Well,
Stop calling him
ask
that.
me in 5 games. Ask me in 5 games. I mean, he's won. He has more experience than Arteta, true, but I mean, that Leicester squad was probably.
I'll ask you a question, and this could be taken in the wrong way, could be outrageous, could be a shout, but I want a genuine answer. Obviously, with the atmosphere at the club last season, up until the last sort of 8-10 games, if he comes in and there's no improvement or it's a shambles through pre-season and the first few games, do you think there's going to be a lot of Chelsea fans turning, or do you reckon it will just be obviously because football fans are quite fickle these days? Or do you reckon it'll be a chance?
Yeah, we got one of them and our cool.
I don't think they'll turn on him. I think they'll turn on the board. I think
Okay.
the board will be the main thing people will go for because then
Well,
it'll be one too many poor decisions from them. I mean, this guy's
Nah, I don't think your fans are that intelligent to realise to go for the
yeah.
board.
You'll go for Enzo
We're the
Maresca. He's not
ones
got
that
much
started-
pedigree.
We're the ones that stopped the Super League happening because we protested. So who's intelligent? We were in the corner, we're like, oh, we love Kroenke. We love Kroenke. No.
Yeah,
When we wanted
Kroenke's
to
great.
see
Look
it actually happen, Petr Cech came out and said, we're working on it. And do you know what he did? He did work on it because we stopped the Super League, not you.
All right, and mate, I was
Anyway.
going to ask. Let's say Maresca comes in and you have a
Cesaro.
points improvement for last season, but you don't get UCL. You get more finals, but you don't win a trophy. Would you keep him?
Depends if we win. We need a trophy.
No, you don't. You don't win a trophy. You get to finals, more finals than last season.
So we lose 2 finals.
How about you get no trophies,
Yeah,
but 5th?
No, two finals. You get 5th place, better points. Again, another improvement upon Poch's season.
I need a trophy.
Oh,
What about
I need a
4th? But no, what
trophy.
about 4th but no trophy?
what is going on?
4 for no trophy, I'll make do. But if we
What
don't get
what
four, it
happens
has
if
to
it's
be a
the
trophy.
Carabao Cup or the Conference League that you've
A
slated?
trophy,
You've slated those trophies for years.
I'm shameless as fuck, so they're trophies to me. I need a trophy.
Can we just clip that
Mate,
off?
don't you? Okay, look at this logically. Okay, Man City should get top 4 because Pep's in his 45th season. Ten Hag should get top 4 because he's in his 3rd season.
Why is Ten
Postecoglou-
Hag in this, man? Why is
Wait,
this
wait,
guy
wait,
Ten
wait.
Hag?
No.
Let him
Listen.
speak.
Listen. So Pep obviously should get top 4. That's his expectation. Ten Hag should because it's his 3rd season. Postecoglou 2nd season. He should get top 4. And who's our 4th manager?
I'll tell.
Arsenal. Arteta has to get top 4. So why would you then? What do you expect here, Maresca, to 1 year
If
into
we
a project,
improve
first
on
year
our
to
squad-
overcome?
No, Chavez, if we improve on our squad, we should be in the top 4.
No, but Amir, are you saying that those other squads are not going to improve on their squad? Do you
They
think
will
we're just going to
improve
sit
on
back
our
and?
squad, but I don't think they'll spend as much as us. Do you think you
No,
guys?
we don't know.
money
We don't know
doesn't
that. Yeah,
mean-
money doesn't
doesn't
mean any. Like,
It does.
Amir, we're all going to improve.
How much
So
did you
why do
spend
you
on
suddenly?
Madrid?
No,
How
why
much
do you
did
expect
you
this
spend on
manager to do more in 1 year project
Yeah.
versus all these managers who've been?
Chavez, if he doesn't get any backing this summer and we lose players, fair enough. No, we can't expect that. But the amount of money we've spent last season and we'll probably end up spending to get a striker, etc., we have to finish top 4. You can't
No, but
spend
he's a
money. And
no. I
not-
mean, he's a coach. He doesn't have any say in who comes in as well. So
Okay,
the backing
admit.
he's getting.
Then that's
So
what-
in
that's
his
what-
first season, if he doesn't finish top 4, you're out. He's out.
either top 4, I would adjust him because he's new. Either top 4 or top 6 with a trophy. But we have to win
No
a-
trophy.
no,
you
no
can't
trophy.
Trophies aren't a guarantee.
No
Trophies
trophy,
aren't a
yeah.
guarantee.
No.
If
If he doesn't get top 4, he's out. Cesaro out.
3, 400.
WWE out.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be 100%. But then you got to look at the board more than this guy because this guy doesn't have experience. Poch had experience as well.
Okay. Let's say you sack him. I'm confused as to what your expectations are. Let's say
I
your
know,
next
I know.
manager is. Let's say your next manager is. Let's give him a good one. Thomas Tuchel or like an Ancelotti or some shit like that. In his first season, do you expect Ancelotti to get top 4 against Poch?
Why is it okay?
Postecoglou?
Why is it one rule for your 2 managers who did win a trophy and for my manager it's not a rule? I don't understand that.
But me, I've said myself, these trophies don't mean anything if you're not progressing in the league.
That's
No,
absolutely
no,
ridiculous.
they don't. No,
What, so
they
the
just
league-
one off.
So if you
So what, you're just a mediocre team that wins the one-off trophy.
wins a one-off, what do you mean mediocre?
That's what you're
Mate,
saying.
you
Fine.
could,
That's
you could just win Carabao Cups until the end of time. Then.
exactly. Yeah, you
have
could
to-
just keep winning that.
5 years time, let's say Arteta leaves Arsenal and he just got the consistent second. What have you got to remember for it? Do you just remember, oh, we had good league?
Yeah, I know. This is
What does
but
it
we're
mean?
getting there. We're getting
It's an
there.
improvement each season, though.
Yeah.
Mate.
No, but
If we
okay,
win
so
it next
fine,
season, it's
then
improvement.
it's an improvement team. Then fine. Trophies is in history. Your name is there in history. The year, the date, your name.
No, but Amir, do you not want to win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues? You're just talking about the
do,
Carabao
but
Cup,
we're not
FA
in them
Cup, and
competition. We're not in them competitions. That's
no,
why
but
I'm
okay, the
trophy.
What?
An easy trophy. We should win. Who's favourites then? Go check the conference league. Who's favourites?
Well, I don't
I don't know who's in it. It's on BTEC
Okay, no. Are
competition.
you
It's not winning
saying
a
there's
championship.
No, forget your trophies because I don't think they're an indicator of the ones you're on about. But is there a manager out there that would get Chelsea top 4 next season?
Yes.
Who? Available.
I told you, Tuchel.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Fortune teller.
I do know that.
Oh,
Do you know what it is? The reason I argue is because football's clearly evolving. I mean, you're always going to be upset because clearly your board thinks very differently to you if they're giving this Leicester guy 5 years, so they want a long-term project as well. That's what they believe is success. You're just going to be upset the whole time.
he needs instant gratification as a fan because he
You're not
can't-
getting that. Your board doesn't agree with you now.
Every fan wants instant gratification, and if you
Yeah,
don't,
but
then
sometimes you
don't
have to suck it up in the bad to get with the good.
How many
Yeah.
more years can you suck up of Arteta not winning the trophy then?
Couple more years.
Couple
enjoying
more
the
years.
football. I'm enjoying the football that we're watching at the moment.
You're enjoying watching Man City lead the title every
That's
year.
fine. If they're one step ahead of us, that's fine. But I'm enjoying what we're playing at the moment.
But you could have been.
But they're seeing growth, Amir. There's linear growth to Arsenal.
Listen, our team last season should have finished top 4. The Burnley
But it
result,
didn't.
Sheffield United, exactly. And why didn't it do it? Because of Poch. He took.
No,
two-
it's not because of
Then why didn't we not then? What was the reason why Chelsea didn't finish top 4? Anyway?
because your team capitulated towards the November to March team.
And what does a team?
You had
capitulate
injuries.
go
I
back
mean,
to?
you had injuries.
What does a team capitulating go back to? Who sets the team up?
But it's
No,
not
no, but
necessarily
then
down to
what
the.
then?
What? So is the manager the fella kicking ball?
The manager has an idea. He implements it on the pitch, and it should be showing.
So why did that
There's certain
implementation
examples that you
work
can't
in
use that.
April and May?
Why can't I use that, Dan?
But I mean, it doesn't. Yeah,
Okay,
it doesn't
to an
work
extent
straight
you
away.
can.
And look, it
Why
did
did
work
it work in April and May?
Because
because he had time. Because time.
Because it's time. Yes. No. Ah!
So it takes you that long to see.
Okay, now what I meant by that is, as in, if Chelsea concede for example, it's not the Dortmund manager's fault that Carvajal scored from a corner the other day. That or
No,
Maatsen
you're right. It
giving
doesn't. But
like,
if it
get
happens
moments like that.
if it happens consecutively every game where we're conceding the goals and we're not clean sheets, then yeah, it is the manager's fault. You have
So
to
he's the
look
guy
at
in goal with the fucking. I'll stop it.
There's
Yeah,
prob-
you're
there's
right,
probably
it's true,
there's
too. We
probably
can-
10 games this season that Chelsea players have made him. One off the top of my head, Disassi's own goal. I don't know if that cost you the game.
Like, how many goals did we concede? There was like a big run like 2 months ago. How many goals we conceded?
Oh, you were shipping
No,
the front and
the one
centre.
game, yeah, we look at the setup. It can happen, but every single game consecutively conceding, and that's just the players, right?
I don't know. Like, as I
I
said,
think it's a mix of both.
to an extent, if
It's a
he's
mix of
picking the
both,
wrong
but-
players in wrong positions. But as I said,
So-
if it's outright mistakes, yeah, it's not outright the manager's fault. Also,
Why
complete
would it
side
take him
note.
that long to decide that Caicedo on his own cannot run a whole midfield and then puts Cucurella next to him and start improving? Takes him like 8-9 months to realise that. Come on.
I was going to say complete
Where's
side
Casado
note.
injured?
I
He
didn't.
went-
I didn't find an answer to your Conference League question. But Elliot, I found the
Yes, mate.
Champions League favourites. Arsenal are third favourites to win the competition. What are your thoughts on that?
Fair enough. Number third favourites.
Who's ahead of them? Real Madrid and who? Bayern.
City are top. Madrid, Arsenal, Bayern, Liverpool, Barca is the top 6.
Yes, that makes sense. It makes
I
sense.
can't put voice to read like right. I can't like basically say my opinion on it because I'll get crucified by you, man, by trying to have a bit of hope in my team.
No, put your opinion forward. So there are other companies available.
I
This is
reckon-
via Sky Bet, but there, as I said, are other companies available. Have
I
Arsenal
reckon-
down as third favourite.
I reckon we'll hit a semi-final this year.
Cool, but you're not winning the Champions League before the Prem. Your team's
No,
ready
but-
to win the Prem.
No, but I reckon we'll win we'll get to the semis this year though.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, if that's what you're happy with, fair enough.
We'll get to the semis and pair up against fucking Real Madrid.
It's so salty right now.
Why not be salty? I'm going to win a trophy. We're going to win a trophy before.
I
Arsenal.
can't win against him here though, because if I say we're going to win, he's like, no, you're delusional. And if I say, oh, we're getting semis, oh, is that what you're attaining to? Can't win.
No, but L's being realistic. They don't have the personnel to win them on a UCL night. Like, do you know that? You know what I'm on about. They don't have that.
Why?
Not
I mean, you
well.
want my
Why
answer for
couldn't
my
they beat
heart. For
Bayern?
my
Why
heart,
couldn't
yes,
they
we're going to
beat
win.
Bayern?
We're going to win the fucking quadruple for my heart.
Why couldn't they beat Bayern?
Because their player is 11 system players who do their job incredibly well. They're very disciplined, but sometimes you need players outside of that who can just produce a
sprints.
moment. Like Real Madrid. Real Madrid's whole team is that.
Man, Real Madrid are very lucky actually to win the Champions League this season. Very lucky. There were times in every single one of them games where they could have lost or should have lost.
But they didn't.
They didn't, but there's a lot of luck has to do with it as well. The Man City game, they got peppered. Bayern game as well. They probably should have lost, but
I was going to say the only thing that we've really got left to touch on, I'd say, is the England squad. Chavez, Chavez, you weighed in last week. Got any further?
I had a long think about it. Do you know what the thing that is doing everyone's head in is like? It's just Marcus Rashford not being in the squad really confuses what's going on at left wing with England, because I'm telling you now, Phil Foden is not going to play to the PFA Player of the Year Phil Foden level at left wing. And then that creates the argument of like Jude Bellingham, who, okay, Ballon d'Or Jude Bellingham plays at false 9, second striker, whatever you want to call it for Real Madrid. That Ballon d'Or Jude Bellingham is not going to play well at 10 or even worse at 8. You've kind of got to play players at their position, and someone has to be sacrificed. I'm not going to say who, because I'll get rinsed for saying Jude Bellingham should be dropped. But Southgate, if he wants to be England manager, which he is, obviously, he needs to make some tough decisions. And he made one with not putting in your best left winger off of ability by not putting Rashford in. He felt like he wasn't part of a 33, which is just laughable in itself. It all comes down. It's a lot of pressure on Anthony Gordon. It's a lot of pressure on that kid. Just so you know.
I actually wholeheartedly agree with everything you just said. I 100% agree.
But then what do you put out? What's your midfield? What's your midfield for England?
Bellingham, Rice, Foden.
Bellingham, I think Bellingham does a better job at CM than... And I know you guys laugh
but as you said, you got to make a sacrifice.
Yeah, but who plays left wing when you put that?
Yeah, but who's going to play worse in each position? Is Foden going to play worse in left wing than Cam, or is Jude going to play worse in...
Okay, no, fair enough. That's a good midfield. Rice, Bellingham, Foden. Who plays left wing?
Rashford.
No, he's not there. He's not making...
It'll be Palmer, Saka, Kane will be the front three.
Well, and Saka's left wing or Palmer?
It'd be Palmer, really, wouldn't it?
And then that's another incredible player, just like playing the wrong... I don't know, Mick,
we can't play 4 players in the middle. This is the thing.
We can. Why do we play 4-2-2-2?
Dan, you play everyone to their strength.
We've got a lot of games, number one. Number two, Jack Grealish was, in the Euros, probably the one player we were all crying out for. And when he came on, and he was impact sub. He was an impact sub. So we've got a lot of players that can come off the bench. I mean, it doesn't mean you're just restricted to that first 11. I think it's a great problem to have for him, to be honest. And
no, it's good, but it's Gareth Southgate we're talking about here, so it could be a big problem because
he's a pacey winger on the left, especially. But he's not done enough. He's not done enough, isn't it? Like,
Chavez somehow wants to shaft Kobe Mino into that team.
I don't get that. I don't get what you guys are England fans. I'm not even an England fan. I don't want England to do well, but you've seen enough of Kobe Mino to know he's the most technical number 8 in the club. And I don't know what England want. I don't know how.
Who are you sacrificing? Who's not playing? Because you said
I
you want
think-
Foden to play as a 10.
I'll be honest, and this is no, hey, Bellingham could win a Ballon d'Or. I think Bellingham's biggest strength is the one thing that footballers don't have. He comes up with moments in the like he's a clutch player, right? And that happens at the end of football matches. I don't think Bellingham affects the game enough in the 90. Like,
if Bellingham doesn't start every game, by the way, there'll be an
Hmm?
outcry. There'll be an outcry. There'll be protests.
I understand, but I understand. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how to say it, but I think Foden also is a player that plays very. Foden, I think, is an everything. He produces the moment. He plays well, even when he's
Consistent
not.
player.
Like, in the game, he's just Foden is incredible in my opinion. I don't know if you agree to that. That he's also the moments, but he's also in the 90. He's playing well. Unlike Bellingham, who has the moments, probably the best in the club. Oh, sorry, in the squad. But it's just it renders ineffective when you're playing in a 90. I think Manu should play. I really wish I wasn't a United fan because I feel like I still would make the point if I watched him enough. He's the most technical player in the squad. He's perfect. Imagine a Rice, Manu, and Foden midfield. It would just genuinely be incredible. And then the left wing thing just pisses me off because that whole team is ruined. Well, fair enough. I think Gordon should start.
What about
He
this?
should start.
Well, why not this? I know, so obviously, I know you could sort of talk about shafting positions. People are going to laugh at me, or why not? But you could do like a different formation change where you stick Kobe Minu and Rice, and then do Bellingham and Foden, and just do whack Saka up top with Kane.
Yeah, but it ruins the structure.
Yeah, but
Like,
it pulls the whole team apart. That's too
But
far.
this is what I'm saying. This is what, yeah, well,
This is why I said you
if
can't
wanna
play
fit
four
everyone
people in the 10.
because obviously then you get rid of the left winger as well. That left wing
Yeah.
problem.
you know, Amir made a good point about Grealish. There was a reason why Grealish used to be in the squad and used to do very well. Now Grealish is irrelevant because Foden's in the squad. Now you need pace at left wing the moment you've got Foden and Bellingham. Grealish, you don't need his creativity. You've got that already with Saka. Saka's creative. So that's gone now. And I think you just need pure and utter pace at left wing. And that's what, as much as it sounds weird to say, I think you've just got Anthony Gordon then.
I do
chuck
think
him in left
Grealish, as much as you touched on Bellingham being a moments player and coming on as a sub, I think Grealish, not a moments player, but he'd be a later. He wins and draws a lot of fouls and can hold the ball up. That's what he's going to be in the squad. If he's not going to be starting, which I highly doubt he will, as I said, because the headache that Southgate's got of trying to put someone in that left wing spot, it will be.
I hate to be Gareth at the moment. There's a lot of players.
It'll be Grealish's role to come on if we're 1-0 up in a knockout game or something. Just drag the game out and draw fouls. That's literally going to be his one job, and I don't think he cares.
Who would you start in the midfield then? Because you're obviously probably the most knowledgeable about. Like you watch England quite a bit.
I don't, as much as I do hate them.
No, he loves England. This guy.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
He's going to put Gallagher and fucking.
But I'll tell you what I think's going to happen. I'm not mad at this Gallagher starting, by the way.
Okay, I'll tell you what I think's going to happen. I think he's going to put Bellingham next to Rice, and then I think he's going to put Foden in the hole, Palmer out wide, Saka on the right, and then Kane. That's what I think's going to happen.
I don't think he'll put Palmer on the wide.
Palmer, I don't think Palmer will start. He's got his favourites. It'll be Foden, Bellingham, Gallagher, and Rice. Gallagher, you know, that midfield. Gallagher's a dog. You need that type of player, I guess. I don't know. I may have seen the most of Gallagher. He's not. I know we laugh at the name, but he's not a bad squad player to have. I think.
I agree. Yeah, no, he's a good.
You know what? He's a good runner. Like he'll
he's good.
And he'll
do his job.
Everything. He'll chase everything. So if you just want a bit more like
just
stability, like
passion player,
close him down. Do you know what I mean? He's a bit like he's a bit like he'll get a yellow card as well in every game.
Yeah.
How
do you want England to play in this Euros? Do you want like full control, counter attack?
I don't really care.
I don't care how we play. If we win,
it's a trophy.
Look, we've said this for years, and my dad used to say to me when it was younger. It's brilliant watching England win 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 against Iceland, and tonight maybe against Bosnia and stuff like that. You get to a tournament, you lose to Germany, or we get knocked out to Iceland. We'd rather play crap football and win every game 1-0. Like in Euro 2020, and I was rewatching the highlights the other day, and we won 1-0, drew 0-0 to Scotland, and then beat
Wales.
No, that was in the World Cup. I can't remember the third group game. Was also not a brilliant performance, but you win games. Like you look at for Madrid on Saturday. That first 50, 60 minutes from Madrid, they were the lesser team, but they found a way to win. And 2-0 is a bit flattering. It's not comfortable, but it's enough like to show there was a bit of comfort, and it wasn't for the majority of the game. Same as
that. Is it not time for you to trust that you have the best squad in the world?
I
don't know if you guys agree. I think England have the best squad in the world.
I think France is still a bit.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, you're right. France are unreal. But you know what? You're up there. You're pretty much one or two. So do you not trust the players to play? Like,
I think it's between.
Ben White should be in that team. But
I think it's between us and France, and Germany as the host nation, and Portugal and Spain as the outsiders. But I don't. And I hate saying this, as I said, I hate the English arrogance. I do think it is between us and France, depending on the way the draw falls, because we're bound to get. I saw a thing. I think it's I think I said this before. If the draw goes the right way, we get Germany in the round of 16, and then we get Spain. No, France and then Spain in the semis, and then some like another one of the big dogs from the other side in the final, Portugal in the final or something. So if all goes to plan, we haven't got an easy run. We have to literally beat the best to win the tournament.
Well, that's yeah.
But it's not like obviously in 2018 when you lost to Croatia. No disrespect to them, but as again a team that we could be beating. Obviously losing to Italy in the Euros, a game we could have easily won. That's not an Italy team of 2006 that had your world class players. And obviously losing to France in the World Cup, there's no shame in that, especially with their performance in the final. But yeah, I think that wraps it up for this episode. Unless anyone else has any.
No.
Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next week with our Euro 2024 predictions. Goodbye.